Yeah. Right back.
How would you kind of categorize where you're at right now in your knee rehab?
For me, I mean, right now, I think it's just ramping up more and more on the court. Just getting comfortable with my knee. And I think medical staff does such a great job of just making sure I instill the confidence in myself and just, ramping it up slowly. So just doing more and more individual workouts, more and more cutting, jumping, and just working on finishing and stuff like that.
Are you eyeing any part of the calendar at all?
I'm leaving that up to them. I trust them. I think they've been through this before. They've been through this with other players. So I think trusting them and, their process, their game plan is all I can do.
Bigger picture that, they traded you last year. I was just wondering, how you felt about that. Did you have to get your mind wrapped around coming back? And then why did you ultimately come back?
Nah, I mean, business is business at the end of the day. I probably would have traded myself too. You know what I mean? Especially given the way the season was at the time. You needed someone, especially my contract, that can, come in and play and help the team. So I felt no type of way. I understood, having conversations with Mike and Steve beforehand, so I kind of knew what was happening and stuff like that. And ultimately, I mean, it's so much love here, and, the medical staff, they do such a great job on just my body and keeping me right. So I think those reasons and just the staff as a whole and the team and the short-lived, time we had together, it was amazing. So I think coming back and just seeing what we can do. And, at the same time, and we got a Butler out of it, too. So, I'm just happy to be back for that, too.
This offseason was a bit peculiar for the Warriors. How tough was it for you to be patient and ultimately make your decision? And did you have to weigh other opportunities while you were deciding?
I think it was just difficult to see him go through that roller coaster of a season. You know what I mean? Sitting on that couch is pretty much all I can do for the first month. So sitting there watching those games and just seeing them, go through the struggles that they was going through and knowing I could help and provide, it was tough. But other than that, I stayed confident, I stayed confident that I knew they was eventually going to figure it out and that, my rehab process was going to be good. And weighing my options, I feel like it was a lot of love. So if a team wanted to pull me away from that, and they had to show the same type of love and interest in me in the future, and I think that's all the things that Warriors have provided for me, and I think that's why ultimately it was a clear cut.
Does your familiarity with the team help you come back when it is time to come back? Because if you miss a training camp, you're just a step behind everybody, but you still know how things run here.
Nah, most definitely. Looking around the locker room, today really, just seeing like it's pretty much the same guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same dudes, and they added a couple. But, always, Kyle, Wiggs, seeing those guys leave was tough, close with them. But, this locker room now I think is definitely ready for the climb that we need and how they finish the end of the year. And just seeing how I can implement myself in those type of situations is, it's pretty much what I was doing.
Is there going to be a sign that you look for, maybe feel during your rehab where you it's going to show that you are back 100%? Is there going to be a moment you're looking for, or is it just gradual?
I think it's just going to be gradual. I think it's important that, I take it step by step, day by day. That's all I can do, given what I've gone through. Past couple of years, that's all I can do is take it day by day and just see what the next day holds, see how my body holds, and just stay positive with it.
From afar, what did you see out of this team after they added Jimmy Butler last season?
Man, you just saw the spark come back. You know what I mean? You saw guys was up, they was ready, and you could just see how quickly he got acclimated with the team. I mean, as soon as he got there, they went on a run and they started, beating well-quality teams and without any practice. So I think seeing stuff like that, it just motivated me. This could definitely be something special. And, I mean, even when they got to the playoffs, they was, proving what they can do. And, dudes might have been banged up or dudes wasn't all the way 100%, but they were still getting the job done. And I think that's the most important thing to look at. Now it's just, health is the biggest thing for us. And, staying healthy, I think we're a dangerous team for sure.
Hey, what's one part of your game you feel gets overlooked but is essential to winning basketball games?
Man, I feel like I'm very underrated when it comes to the hoop scene and everything like that. Just providing the extra leadership, maybe the extra rotation, a talking here and there, and also just playmaking. I think people underrate the fact that I'm able to get other people's involved. If it's skipping it, swinging it one more, throwing lobs, I think that part of my game, has kind of flew under the radar. But I think just keeping dudes, warm, hot, and excited to play. I think that's important too, to keep their energy up.
Hey, you're not the first person or player to mention that the Warriors training staff, there's something different here. In your experience, what sets them apart?
I think what sets them apart is, they care 1 through 20. Like, you know what I mean? Whoever is in here, I think they care about their body and they take their time and they understand what needs to be done and the process that they need to go through. And I think they have confidence. They know what they're doing. They've been through it. In years past, they've had players that came here banged up with certain injuries, certain problems, and they've helped them to play. I think that's what everybody wants to do, is pretty much play and at a high level. So they keep people on the court and they know how to keep people playing, and when they need to, they can draw people back. So I just think they medical staff, in terms of they plan for everybody, I think is very detailed.
And how has it been for you mentally to go through an injury that will take about a year?
Man. I think that was the biggest thing for me, that I realized, like, the mental aspect of it, sitting there feeling like you should do something but you can't, feeling like you want to do something but you're not supposed to. And I think all that stuff it played a factor. And, for me, basketball is an escape from everything that's going on. So not having that escape, sometimes, you got to deal with some stuff head on, and I think that's the tough part about it, just not being able to go pick up a ball and get in the gym and stuff like that. And then when you get to the rehab process, you realize you're not 100%. You realize your knee can't do certain stuff. So just dealing with that, it was tough. It was tough, and then especially as you get to move more. But I just try to look at the end of the tunnel. It's eventually going to get better. It's eventually going to happen, and it can always be worse. People working every day, people sacrificing their lives every day. So, I feel like I can do this at least.
Jonathan Kuminga went through some obviously pretty drawn-out negotiations that impacted other business, including yourself. As he reacclimates to the team this week, I'm just curious, as a veteran, how you just view those dynamics as he comes back in.
That's my dog. I rock with JK a lot, you know what I mean? So, haven't been able to talk to him about it, but, that's a conversation, we'll eventually have and just get his mindset on it. But, business is business. Sometimes you want to stand your ground. Sometimes you want to do certain things, once money get involved. So all you can do is respect it. All you can do is just, worry about yourself and see what's going on in your life. So all that stuff, you can have a conversation about later. But at this moment, just excited to see him get paid, and just to stay healthy.
D'Anthony, welcome back. In your mind, there's a lot of championship players on here on this team. What sets apart a championship player from guys trying to get to that level? Obviously the ring, but what qualities do you see in the league?
I was about to say they did it. Like, just the ability to work every day. Like, I think looking at Dre and Steph, like, the way they still come to work. They still motivate others to come to work. They still put the time in to try to get better. And, they've done it 4 times already. So it's like, to see them do that and to see them work every day and to listen to the staff and listen to the coaches and still get their work in, it's like, why can't you do it? You know what I mean? And just they desire to win, and the details to win, I think, is most important. Like, they care about every aspect of the game, and they try to understand every aspect of the game and understand that you need teammates and you need help and you need, encouragement. You need all that stuff to be great and to be great as a team.
How's your back doing?
My back's feeling good. Yeah, my back's definitely feeling good. Be able to have that time off was important.
Daryl was not too far, Daryl, because we got the microphone here. Yeah, there we go. That's Let's take the,
Oh, my bad.
By the way, we got 21 players in our roster. We're going to here 1 through 20. Yeah. 1 through 21.
same color.
I don't care about 21. I was going to say, who's 21?